Hi everybody, it's Rob Lawrence from Ohio Radon Systems. Today we're going to give you a live video feed of a radon mitigation system being installed in this house. First part of this video, we're going to tell you a little bit about the house, the radon level, and what our plans are to mitigate the radon gas. This house was constructed in 2002. It's a 2,000 square foot split level, and the radon level was 11.5. We're going to take you in the basement now and show you how we're going to get this started. Alright everybody, now we're in the basement of this home. We conducted an inspection of the home prior to our install date today, so we're pretty well aware of what's going on here, the layout of the home, the type of the construction. Our client has chosen an interior mitigation system. So what that basically means is this foundation wall right here borders the garage. Okay, we're going to core our suction pit hole right here, as you can see, where Jason's preparing to drill through the floor. The riser pipe will rise up the foundation wall, and from there we will poke out into the garage, and the riser piping will travel up the garage interior wall. The radon fan and the electrical part of this will be mounted in the attic, and the system will simply discharge through the garage roof. A little bit about mitigation systems and the age of homes. With this home being built in 2002, we're expecting to find permeable soil underneath this home. Permeable means we're probably going to find gravel. When we find gravel underneath the basement floor, it makes our job a lot easier. We can move a lot of air and create a lot of suction through gravel versus some of the older homes built in the 20s, 30s, and 40s that have nothing but compacted dirt, clay, or poor soil. Those homes generally require 2 or sometimes even 3 suction points through the floor. So at this point, we're going to stop. Jason's going to core his hole through the floor, and we'll resume the video right after that. Alright everybody, we're back. Jason has cored his 5-inch hole through the basement floor. As we spoke earlier, we found permeable soil underneath the home. When we find a gravel mixture, like you see in my hand here, it is a lot easier for us to create a suction or move air underneath the home. Another thing that we looked at this home is we were able to drill our suction hole right over the perimeter drainage tile that goes around the foundation. This is also an excellent place for us to leverage the sub-slab material under the home and move air around the entire foundation. This perimeter drainage leak goes back into the sump pump, which is located right over here. In a few seconds you're going to see us install a sealed lid with a sight glass over top of this sump pump. It has to be sealed, number one, because the sump crock is a radon entry point. Plus, if we don't seal it, we are now sucking air from inside the basement or the interior of the home, which is not very energy efficient for this homeowner. Plus, we have the potential to backdraft the furnace and water heater, which means carbon monoxide in the home. So it's very important for us to seal the sump lid. We're going to remove about 8 to 10 gallons of soil from underneath the basement floor right around the suction pit. The next section of the video will show you how we install the riser piping, and we'll move into the garage. Alright, we're back to the basement now. Jason's done coring his hole through the floor, and we've installed our riser piping that extends just below the floor. This is the suction pit that we have not sealed yet. You're going to see a piece of foam rod that's in here. It's called backer rod. We use that to seal the suction point. It's most critical to have this area sealed. Another thing I noticed right here at the suction point is some cracks between the basement floor and the foundation wall. Those are also going to have to be sealed throughout the basement. The pipe travels up vertically. Step back here a little bit. 4-inch Schedule 35 PVC piping extends vertically up the garage foundation wall, where it pokes through the band joist and goes into the garage interior. The next segment of the video, I'll show you how we route the pipe through the garage interior. You can see that the pipe is nice and secure. There's a clamp up top at the first 90 and there's another clamp back down here at our 45-degree coupling. Alright everybody, we're back in the garage now. We've installed our suction point, our riser piping up the foundation wall in the garage, and now we poked out into the garage. And here's our riser right here, leaving the basement, coming into the garage, where it continues through the garage ceiling. You'll notice the silver collars that are around the riser pipe. Those are fire collars. This wall borders the interior of the home. It's a firewall, so we have to install some type of fire stoppage material in the event there's a fire in the basement, garage, or attic. And shortly we will take you up in the attic, where the riser pipe continues this way and it hooks out to the roof. We'll show you the radon fan, the electrical disconnect switch, and some key points to installing this stuff in the attic. Alright everybody, we're in the attic now, and what you're looking at here, that is the actual radon fan that gets mounted in the garage attic. Just to the left of it is an electrical disconnect switch that we put within 5 feet of the radon fan. The pipe further goes through the roof. It's about 16 inches above the roof. We paint our pipe black where it goes through the roof to match the same color as the homeowner's current plumbing vents. So we don't have a white and a black pipe, everything's black. A little difficult to see in this attic space, but the actual riser, right there is part of it, continues this way across the attic, and right there is where it goes down into the garage. This garage is heated and insulated. We simply just push the insulation back over our pipe. But what I wanted to point out, one of the most important things up here, is that this riser that comes from the fan back to the garage into the suction point has to slope back towards our suction point. These pipes naturally get a little bit of rainwater inside of them. During the winter, the pipe becomes cold in the garage attic. You're discharging warm air from underneath the home, which causes condensation to form inside the pipe. So our systems are sloped properly back towards the suction point to prevent any leaks at any couplings, and so that everything drains right back to the basement floor. We're just talking a small amount of moisture. Okay, now we're on the roof. We just showed you where the radon fan and the riser leaves the garage attic and pokes through the roof. As you can see, we've installed a roof flashing boot around the vent pipe. On top of the vent, you'll see a screen. It's called a varmint cap, preventing any squirrels, any other varmints from getting inside our pipe. And you can hear the amount of air that our fan is moving. We are discharging all soil gases from beneath the basement floor, where the radon diffuses into the air. Okay, we're back to the basement now, and we're going to do a final wrap up for you. So here is our suction point through the basement floor. The riser pipe going up the foundation wall that borders the garage. Pokes out to the garage interior. A key point in this house is that we had some large cracks between the basement floor and the foundation wall. I'll point to the crack for you. We went ahead and sealed the entire perimeter of the foundation. And why this is so important is that if these cracks are left unsealed, we now have the potential to draw air from inside the basement, underneath the floor, and back into our system. And that can allow us to backdraft the furnace and water heater. Another important reason why we sealed the sump pump. Here's the finished product of the sump pump. There's sealant all the way around the edges. There's Tapcon screws that secure the lid to the floor. We install a sight glass so that people can see down in the sump pump to monitor the water level. And that last hose is for the water softener in this house. The lid has to stay sealed. If it ever becomes unsealed or the homeowner needs to replace the pump, they simply turn the breaker off that's labeled radon system, or turn the electrical disconnect switch off in the garage attic next to the fan. Back to the suction point and the riser in the basement. One last thing I want to show everybody. This device here is called a manometer, or layman's terms, a U-tube. And basically what this gauge does is it measures vacuum pressure inside our pipe. It's a visual reference for people to know that the system is on and running. You can see that the two red liquids in there are not even, and it gives us a number. We have 1 inch of vacuum pressure inside this pipe, and we're going to remove the tube that goes in our pipe, and you'll be able to hear the amount of air volume flowing through this pipe. You can see with the tube out, the two red liquids are now even, which would indicate there's something wrong with the system or the fan is stopped. And as soon as I put this tube back in the manometer, we have instant vacuum pressure. Okay, we're back to the garage now. Our system is done, it's complete. The homeowner is going to contract another Radon service professional to retest the home. We do not retest homes where we install mitigation systems. We outsource that to a third party just to make sure that the testing results are not biased. This particular home, we chose a Radon fan that moves a lot of air because we found the nice gravel underneath the basement floor, and also where we drilled our suction point, we were able to access the perimeter drainage tile that runs around the foundation. Radon level was 11. I would assume that we would be below 1.0 at the end of this post test.